Benefit from no ATM fees nationwide with a Columbia Bank Advantage Plus checking account. Use any ATM anywhere nationwide for total convenience. Make any ATM your ATM. For Advantage Plus checking, receive credit up to 10 surcharges or $30 per statement cycle, whichever is less at domestic ATMs not owned by us that charge a transaction surcharge. Maximum rebate of $360 for 12 statement cycles. All offers are subject to be withdrawn at any time. Member FDIC, count on Columbia.
Blog Talk Radio. Unmarket Your Business, the podcast. Born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is your host, Carol Dunlop. I hope you are doing well in wherever you are right now. I am broadcasting live from hot Atlanta. It's not really that hot. It's kind of cool and overcast, but it's still nice. And it's great to be alive and be able to just, deal with this day and deal with this life. I hope you feel the same way because I am on top of the world. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I thank you for joining me today because we're going to be talking about treasure hunting in groups. Now, this is August, and it's all about how to use groups to build your business. And today, specifically, we're going to be talking about using Facebook groups, or rather, how to use Facebook groups to grow your business, because I've been doing that for a couple of years now. I got some great clients off of it, and I want to share my secrets or my strategies with you. Actually, I'm doing it in the book, too, Unmarket Your Business, 10 Ways for Entrepreneurs to Stand Out, Stop Struggling, and Start Profiting, which is pretty close to being done. It's in editing right now, and I did get a message from my editor that she said she's making the final pass. Yay! So soon, I will have the hot little book in my hand so that I can fix those edits because it's never done, right? It's never done until it's actually published. So I can fix the edits, turn it back over to her to go through it one more time, probably have one more session with my author coach so she can look at things, and then we'll have a final, and be ready to publish it so you guys can buy it. I wanted to say thank you. I've heard from so many people that you can't wait to get your hands on it. And actually, this is so funny. My editor, Candace L. Davis, who is of Go Write Something, she said she actually would have been finished editing the book sooner, but she keeps going through the chapters and everything. Every time she reads something she needs to do, she'll, as far as marketing her business, she'll put the book down so she can go do that. I'm like, okay, cool. That's kind of a good sign. Now that she's like the third person to tell me that out of the people who have actually read the book, my beta readers, my author coach, and then her. So I think we're doing pretty good with that. So I'm happy about it. I'm very happy about it. So if you have any questions for me today, you can always call in using this number, 323-642-1701. Again, you can call in using the number 323-642-1701 if you have any questions for me about treasure hunting in groups, using Facebook and marketing your business with Facebook, or just in general, what you need to know. I'm here to help you out. So let's dive into our topic today, treasure hunting in groups, specifically Facebook groups. So, Facebook has over 2 billion users, right? I bet that your audience is among that number somewhere. Some part of your audience is there. The thing is, most people go on Facebook to uplift their spirits, to go, as a release from work, or to have a great time, to have great conversation with people. They actually go on looking for family and stuff. But there's a large number of people who go on Facebook or who use Facebook to get information and who want to be in with like-minded people to get the information that they have and to share their expertise, to share the information that they find. And they do that in groups. That's really what Facebook groups were started for, or rather what they've become. I don't know exactly why they were started, but they've become that. And now you can utilize that with your business and get so much engagement out of it. because everybody's talking now about the reach with Facebook because of the algorithms and how Facebook does your organic reach, meaning that if you go and post something and you have, let's say, 100 people who follow you, you may get 1 or 2% of those people to actually see it. Why is that? That's because Facebook's cutting down on what you can show people. They just are, and specifically if you're a brand trying to kind of market to folks, and only 1 or 2% of the numbers of people that you have see what you're putting out there, you may have an issue if you're trying to really market organically using Facebook. Why? Because they want you to pay. They want you to use ads to get in touch with people. Now, believe me, my hat is off to Mark Zuckerberg and his Facebook crew because he created a space for his business where there was none. Nobody didn't even know what to do with social media, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all of these things until recently, last couple of years, they started saying, we're gathering all this information. How can we make money on it? So Mr. Zuckerberg had already figured out, hey, I got all the information about folks. Think about all the things that you post on Facebook, the groups that you are a member of. You put your age on there when you first go in and what you're doing. Facebook knows a lot about you. They pretty much know what your gender is. They know pretty much what your age group is or who the age group of people you like to hang out with. They know who your people are, who you talk to, what groups you're a member of. They know a lot of stuff about you. And what does that equal? That equals marketing information that people will pay for. How do they pay for it? In the form of Facebook advertising. So that's all it is. And don't get so bogged down with Facebook ads and think, oh, my God, I can't figure out how to do it. I can't figure out how to get an ad started. It's really not at all that hard. It's just you have to look at it like anything else. You got to learn it. You got to learn the system, and then you do it. Now, I have to admit that I was one of those people like Facebook ads. I don't know. It just seems so complicated. But I'm always like that when I start something new. But during last year, I said, I'm getting ready to get a hold of this thing. And I've been using Facebook advertising, Facebook ads to actually, get business, to market my services, market my business, and it's been working. But you can still organically reach people on Facebook. And how do you do that? In the groups. Why? Because in the groups, especially if you have a smaller group, if you have 10,000 or more people, I've been hearing lately that it's kind of hard to get the engagement or the to engage with the people or to get them to see all the stuff. But right now I'm not talking about that you need to be in a group that has at least 10,000 people, a couple hundred, maybe 2,000 or so. Maybe that's a good, range because most of the time all the people are going to be able to see your posts. And you can converse with people. You can find people among that are probably going to be your clients, that who want to work with you, your ideal, perfect audience, right? So those are the groups that I'm talking about. I know a lot of people a couple weeks ago, a lot of big gurus closed their Facebook groups. I was a member of Kimra Luna's Freedom Hackers Mastermind group, and she had, I want to say, 30,000 people in there. I'm not sure, but, that was a lot of folks, right? That's like a small country in there. And she closed it down, I guess, so she could be more engaged because she was in Facebook group all the time. She was always engaged. She was always posting. So maybe it doesn't work for those big groups, but for the smaller groups, 10,000 or less, it definitely works. And there are a lot of them out there. A lot. A lot. So when you find the group that works for you, hey, go all in and do what you need to do. And I'm going to give you, let's say I have 5 points to share with you today because we only got 30 minutes, right? We're all busy. We all got things to do. So 5 points we're going to go through right now. Okay. The first way that you can actually get clients from your Facebook group, and this seems so simple, really people don't do it all the time, and that is to promo your products on promo days. Just about every Facebook group that is dealing with any kind of business people or just basically around most of the subjects, they're going to have some day that's designated as a promo day. And during that promo day, you'll be able to post your freebies, your courses, events, paid programs, and free. Some of the groups split them up. You can post your freebies on this day, and you can post your paid stuff on this other day. It depends. It all depends on the group itself. So how do you figure out what day is what? Read the group rules. Now, in the book, in the chapter that I'm talking about treasure hunting in groups, I specifically say the first thing you need to do before you waste time posting after you join or even before you join a group if it's available to you is to look at the group description. What is the group about? Who are they looking for to be members of the group? And what are the posting days? And also, what is the designated hashtag? And that the designated help hashtag. And usually it's hashtag help, but it could be something else. And usually the groups who are the better ones, the ones that you can probably get some clients out of who are going to be more engaging, there's activity, it's alive, are going to have group rules because this shows you that group moderator, the group owner is really concerned about this group. They're taking it seriously because they took enough time to actually look at the group and create some rules for it. We can't operate in disorder. We have to have rules. All of us need rules. We need rules, we need order. So look at that first. So they will usually say you can promo your products on this day, or they'll say something like do not promo your products except in the designated threads. And sometimes they won't even say what days they're on because they just want to pop in and say, oh, you can promo your thing today to make sure that you're paying attention. So just look and, know what it is. Then definitely, have a promo already written up, have your graphic already ready to go, have your text already ready to go so that you don't have to think, oh, my God, it's promo day. What am I going to say? You have your line of whatever products or freebies you're going to do, have them as a graphic already made up, have the text that you're going to put with it, because sometimes you can put graphic and text. Some groups will let you post just in the group itself. They have a designated posting day, but you can just post outside of that thread, and some of them will say you can only post in this thread. So be sure you know what the rules are. Just read the stuff, and you'll know. Okay, number 2. This is an exercise that you can do to make yourself visible within the group, to actually increase your authority and let everybody know about your expertise. So increase your visibility, your authority, and being known as the expert. And this is what I want you to do. After you've searched your groups and you've joined, pick out about 3, no more than 3, because this is going to be a lot. It's going to be intense. For 5 to 10 minutes a day for the next 30 days, I want you to log into each of those 3 groups that you've now selected, and I want you to do 3 things. It may take you 10 minutes, it may take you 5 minutes, it may take you 3, just depending. So the first thing you're going to do is ask a question. Now, the question is definitely related to what the group is about, but it also is kind of marrying what your business is about. So if you took my advice from last week and you looked at the groups where your ideal perfect clients would hang out and your business, what your business offers and your business offers something that's going to help them, you're going to know what the question is going to be about. So the question needs to be relatable to the group and to your business. So you ask a question, and then you look in the group and you answer a question. Don't answer your own question and say, oh, I just did 2 of them. Even if you answer your own question, look for somebody else's question. And then the third thing is you provide an insight to help the group members. So an insight could be some revelation that you've had about your business or what's going on in the outside world, and you want people's opinion on it, or you just want them to know your opinion. It doesn't matter. So 3 things: ask a question, answer a question, provide an insight. I want you to do that to 3 different groups every single day for the next 30 days. What does that do? Number 1, it helps with your visibility because they're going to be looking for you whatever question you're going to ask, what you're going to answer, your insight. They'll get to know you. They'll get to know that you are the expert in this niche of whatever the group is about, and they'll get to know you as being a helpful person. So that's your assignment. For the next 30 days, it's going to take you, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes. Find 3 groups. Do these 3 things. Ask a question, answer a question, provide an insight to help the group members. Okay, the third thing is to remember this, that you are there to help, hashtag help, and make sure you know the rules. So remember that you are there to help the group members to excel at what they're trying to do. And if you help others to excel at what they're trying to do, they will definitely turn to you as the expert, the authority, and help you get what you want to do. So just remember that. Remember that it's all about what's in it for me. And the me is not me. The me is the people in the group. So make sure you're tuning into that radio channel WIIFM. What's in it for me? Everything that you do, even when you're doing this ask a question, answer a question, provide assistance thing, and you're helping people, remember they're thinking, what's in it for me at all times. Okay, the fourth thing is to track using an Excel spreadsheet, or if you've come up with some kind of program. If you come up with a program that tracks this stuff, let me know, because I would like to know, because right now I'm doing it with an Excel spreadsheet. I actually learned this from one of the groups I'm in, and it's called Your Content Empire by Haley Dale. And she came up with this whole thing about, tracking what you're doing, figuring out who you're connecting with in the group, what you helped them with, what date it was that you initially met with them or connected with them at first, what date you followed up with them, and what was the outcome. I actually have an example of this when you get the book. In the chapter about treasure hunting in groups, you'll be able to download this content tracker and the Facebook group thing that tells you how to do the points that are going to tell you how to do the Facebook group marketing the right way. So I'll have that in the book. And then the fifth point I want to bring across are just some little extras that you can think about when you're treasure hunting in groups. Because I want to point out the treasure that you're hunting for are clients, right? And the clients who come to you. Because remember, I said Facebook has over 2 billion users, and these users are all spread out through these groups and stuff. So that's your treasure. That's what you're looking for. And so you can also, in these groups, when you're posting, you can also get feedback on what you're doing. I mean, you're a real person, and you're helping real people, and people buy from real people. They don't buy from logos or mission statements or taglines. They buy from real people. So in order to show people that you really are human, that you really do care about them, act like a real person. Be social in these groups. So you can ask for feedback, maybe an upcoming program that you have. Now, you don't go in there and say, hey, I want everybody to let me know what you think about this program, and the name of the program is blah, blah, blah. So you're just posting. You just really kind of trying to let people know you have a program. So you want to be a little more discreet than that. You could say, I have a program where we're going to do X, and I would like for you to tell me what you think about it. And some people will probably reply like, give me some more information about that program. That sounds like something that I need. Then you could go into more detail. But in the beginning, you just don't want to, especially if you're allowed to freely post, because even if you're allowed to freely post, the administrators and the moderators are looking at what you're posting, and if it looks the least bit like it could be spammy or salesy, or you're promoting your stuff and not the group, they're going to delete it. And if they have to delete it too many times, they're going to delete you from the group. Believe me, I've had to learn, and I've been asked a couple times, like, Carol, what are you doing? Stop promoting your stuff. This is not promo days. And it only took one instance for me to know, okay, I've crossed the boundaries here. I'm not, staying in line with the group rules, especially if they've got like 4,000 or 5,000 people. Just think if everybody did that in that group, where the group is set up to help, and all you want to do is promo your stuff. It's really very, 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 very selfish, so don't do it. But you can get feedback on your programs, get feedback on what you're doing, because that's what the group is there for, to give you the feedback. Another thing is that I said about asking a question. Now, this is the exercise I'm doing, but you can ask other questions, or you can ask people questions. Maybe you see people in the group that you would like to get to know, and you've clicked on their profile, and you follow them all the way to their website, and you see what they're doing. So maybe within the group, when you see them post, you ask them a question. Hey, what does your program do here? Or tell me a little bit more about your program. You do the same thing. If you want feedback on what you're doing, then you reach out and help someone else. Help them kind of hone in on what they need to do. Answer their questions, in addition to your thing where you're just logging in, the exercise thing. The other thing you could do, now this is all part of number 5, like the miscellaneous stuff. You can actually do research because in the beginning, remember you joined this group because it was filled with your ideal perfect audience, the people who could quite possibly be your clients in the short term or very quickly, or looks like they would be perfect to be working with you. So do some research. Find out what it is they're trying to do. See if you can help them. So you may just want to, through the group, and you can search those Facebook groups. So put in a keyword or two and in the search and see what comes up. See what people have posted about. See what kind of programs they're offering. See what kind of help they're needing. Or see what questions they're asking. They may not even be asking for help. Maybe they're just maybe you have a keyword where, can't think of it. Let's say marketing, just for instance. Let's say marketing. Put marketing in the search engine and see what comes up in the group. Who's talking about marketing? What kind of marketing are they talking about? Do some research. See what responses they've gotten. See how long ago it was by the date on the post that they posted this information, and see when the last time they got responses for it. Never know. And then the other thing with the spreadsheet I was talking about, you will be able to go back and see on June 1st I connected with this person. On June 3rd we talked, and there hasn't been anything else, and this is now August. So I need to get back in touch with them and see what happened. Do they want to work with me? Did they find another source? Because you will be surprised to know that most people, if you don't follow up with them, they're going to do one or two things. Number one, they're going to forget about you and go on and get their problem solved. Or number two, they're not going to do anything because they haven't been prompted by anybody to do anything. So you connect them back up with them again, put you back on their radar, and then they'll say, hey, we talked a couple months ago. You know what? I have not done anything. You know what? I've been thinking about it, and let me just go ahead and sign up with you right now. I've had that happen a couple of times. So follow up. Money is in the follow-up, honey. And the fourth point in this little miscellaneous thing is new ideas. Maybe you have a new idea that you're trying to develop in your business that would be relatable to this group or this bunch of groups or whatever. So you put it out there. Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Has been your experience with this? Or have you worked with anybody who's done this? Or what are your thoughts on this? And you don't have to say the name of your program. You don't have to really say anything other than I'm working on this new idea that's going to help blah, 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 and then see what kind of feedback you get on that. As long as you aren't, like posting what the actual name of the program is, you're being a little discreet, and you're really genuinely, you want help, they will help you. But if you're just kind of cloaking it and trying to fool people, then they're not going to help you. They're going to actually throw you out. So here's some other advice for you. In your thing, when you're actually trying to get attention in the group and you're offering an insight, you might want to think about creating a post of 75 to 200 words that broadcasts your expertise by showcasing a problem you know that your ideal prospects have, and then offer your advice on how to solve it. So in the book, I also have an example of a post that created a lot of buzz, so you can see that. But I say 75 to 200 words because, you can't write that much in Facebook anyway in a post, and you don't want it too long that people are going to they're not going to scroll forever to see it, and if it has that little read more, sometimes they will or sometimes they won't read more. So just come up with some advice or some tips, a problem that you saw. You may want to write out a list of problems that you saw and the advice you offer on how to solve it. That will help get people engaged with you and see that you know your stuff and maybe ask you a question. You can also post some resources. So the post can be links to articles, productivity tools, or even tutorials. And if a blog post that you did fits into this category, it's fine to include them. But remember, you need to stay within the guidelines of the group. If they say you cannot post your own blog articles, then don't post your own blog articles. You could say something like, I recently wrote a blog about blah, blah, blah. This was a situation, and this is what it came up with. And if people say, hey, what was the link to that in the comments, then you can offer the link. Or you don't even have to say it was a blog. You could say, recently I helped a client with this, and this is what they did. And then someone may engage with you and say something like, hey, I had that same problem. What did you do to help them? And then at that point, you could either private message them you can either answer their question and say, hey, I'm going to private message you with some more details, or you can put the blog link in there and say, I answered it in this blog. So there's a bunch of ways to do stuff, getting around not just posting your stuff in the feed so that you get in trouble, but pretty much all of the groups, or all the groups I'm a member of at least, if you have an answer to a question and people ask you, how can I get in touch with you, right there in the post, you can put your information there. You just can't post in the feed, go here, go there. Because the thing is to help people, right? And then I want to say something about your opt-in gift. Remember I said that you could post on promo days? Well, you need to have your graphic ready and all that. Have an opt-in gift ready so that on your promo days, because you don't have to always be trying to post paid stuff. Like events, yeah, I can see it's probably paid. But mainly you want to get people on your list. Because if they buy one thing from you, they may not be ready to purchase, but they may be ready to opt in to a gift that's going to help them out. So when you see that opportunity where the opt-in, where you have a chance to promote your freebie or your opt-in or whatever, take full advantage. Have your post already ready, and then say, I addressed this problem, and you can get my free gift here. Everybody kind of knows what that means. Most of the, I can't say everybody, but I'd say about 80% of the people who are on Facebook know what that means. And even if they don't, if the text you have is enticing enough, they will go ahead and click the link, see what you're about, and opt into your list. Why is that important? Because when you get people on your list, then you can talk to them. You can email them. You can send them free stuff. You can actually nurture them so that they get to know you, like you, trust you, and then they want to purchase from you. So that's why you want to get them on your list. I mean, conversing with them in the group is cool, fun, and dandy. It's awesome, but it's limited. It's limited to when are they going to be on Facebook looking at this post that you've created. When are you going to be back on Facebook looking at the answer that they've given you, and when are you two actually going to get to talk? So if they come off Facebook, get on your list, and you email them regularly as you are regularly emailing your list, right? I hope that is a resounding yes, I'm regularly emailing my list. Then they'll get to know, like, and trust you so they can look forward to purchasing something from you. So that's what, the whole goal of this thing is to get clients, right? Like I said, Facebook has over 2 billion users. I know that your audience is among that number. Wouldn't it be great to get a small percentage of that, those people who want to work with you, and they came from a Facebook group? I have several clients who have come from Facebook groups, and we've been in working relationships for well over, going on 2 years now, some of them. So they are out there. It can work. You just have to work it. You have to keep these points in mind. And number one, let me go over them again real quickly because we're coming down to the end of our time together here today. So the first one is, remember, whatever the groups are, know what their promo days are, and have your stuff ready to post. Number two, go over the exercise that I told you for the next 30 days. Select 3 groups, ask a question, answer a question, provide an insight that will help the group every day for 30 days. Number 3, remember you are there to help. Always look for the designated help hashtag help. And remember, you are there to help people. You're not there to sell people. You're there to help. So when you help them, they will move into wanting to work with you more naturally. Number 4, track everything you do in a spreadsheet, in an Excel spreadsheet. And remember, I have one of those coming up in my book in the chapter that talks about treasure hunting in groups. And then number 5, some miscellaneous stuff that you can do. You can get feedback. You can ask other questions. You can use the groups as research, and you can promote your new ideas and get help with that. So that's all I have for you today. Please be sure to join me again next week where I'll have another great episode on how you can grow your business using other people's audiences. So until next time, just get out there and unmarket the heck out of your business. See you next time. This is Carol signing off. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.